Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
All right, folks, we're back at the Powerplex here in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. Gonzaga Vikings, the number 3 ranked team in this year's event, make it all the way to the finals. They are in blue, and they are going to tangle with the top dog, the Holy Heart of Mary Highlanders, in black. Steve Power here with the call of the game, joined by the Swami, Scott Knoftel. Scott, what can we expect to see here in this one?
I mean, we're going to have a great championship game here. Highlanders, without a doubt, well deserved to be the number 1 ranked team in the province. One of the best teams I've seen, Steve, in 4 or 5 years. And Gonzaga, again, basketball powerhouse in Newfoundland and Labrador for the last decade plus. Gritty team, going to be a great championship game.
So when you give them the big compliment of one of the best teams in the last 4 or 5 years, and I'm just going to throw a team out from my memory, how would these guys stack up against the most recent Corner Brook Titans championship teams with Barker and those guys?
They'd stack up very well, Steve. You know, the Highlanders are athletic. They're physically very fit. They're deep. They have role players. They have stars. Very well-rounded basketball team.
Highlanders strike first from the foul line, although I didn't see any foul shots. We got 1 point showing on the board. There's a layup to the basket. Devin O'Leary gets that one to fall for Holy Heart. Holy Heart, a little half-court trap, trying to set it up here. Whoa, little bit of a lapathon there, got unnoticed. Nick Luther, Harry Carter now to Luther. Luther puts it back in the hands of Butt. Jared Butt to the outside. Jacob Marshall with a shot. That's from a long distance, but it's only 4-2. Holy Heart quickly moving the ball up the floor as Liam Chislett's going to take it, and he moves it over for Nicholas Fowler. Fowler turns it over. Jared Butt with the steal. Chislett hard on the back check, can't get to it though, and Gonzaga with an early lead.
Great defense there, Harry Carter. Reach in foul.
Foul called here. That's on the block. Going to go against, I believe, Liam Chislett. Going to get that one. Luther steps in.
Go, Harry. Go, Harry. Go,
Big shout out to you folks on Twitter. We're live and interactive here in 5TV1. You want to get your comments or shout outs on the air, feel free to reach out to me at Steve Power NL. Or you can get the Swami. Swami, your Twitter handle.
At NLB Train.
There you go. 4-3. Gonzaga over Holy Heart here. Just beginning. Hall of Fame Cup championship game here this morning. Up to the basket. That's a tough shot there. Alex Sparrow gets it to drop. Any relation between the Sparrow and the girls and the boys team?
Brother and sister.
There you go. So basketball genes in that family running quite well. Jared Butt over for Luther. Nick Luther, a streaky shooter for Gonzaga. Not afraid to put it up. We've seen Luther in both games yesterday, Scott, and I talked to you off camera. In the first half, not worth anything. Like, honestly, let's call a spade a spade. He wouldn't hit the ocean with a paddle in a boat. But in the second half, something happened with that young man. He came alive, and he really took these Vikings on his back. And from the three-point line was nothing short of deadly.
You know, if the Vikings are going to have any success here today,
they're going to need that.
They're going to need that, but they can't depend on that, Steve. They have to work for good shots, and when they have good shots, they have to take them. We saw the first play, Harry Carter gave one up. I didn't have a chance to mention it. He had a wide open look in the key. Elected not to shoot it. The Vikings are going to have to be ready and take all those wide open shots against the Highlanders.
Carter checks out of the game. Hunter Ryan is in for Gonzaga. Good defense there by the Vikings. Holy Heart trying to set up their offense here.
Great cut there from Caleb Dontremont. You know, you have the kids, you want to cut to score. Don't just cut for the sake of cutting. Cut with the intention to score and get a hand up for your teammate to pass you the basketball.
Just having a look at the officials here today. These guys need to wear some belts with these pants or something. That's just hideous. Anyway, I go off track quite a bit, folks. Here we go. Holy Heart. Here's Chislett. Chislett moves it over. There's a shot, and that is 4-3 from the hands of Caleb D'Entremont. He dials in from long range and puts one down. Gonzaga just get the ball over half court. Here's Nick Luther. Luther puts the ball over for Jared Butt. Butt, errant pass, that's stolen and kept out of bounds momentarily by Holy Heart, but Gonzaga go back to retrieve. Here's Butt. Butt pulls up and puts one in off the glass, putting Gonzaga back up on top. That's a tough shot there for Jared Butt.
Tough shot, well contested by D'Entremont. You know, Coach Jay Levine will take those shots all day.
Holy Heart now back to the offense. It's Nicholas Fowler. He goes hard through the key. It's going to be a foul. No shot on the play, though. Holy Heart will maintain possession. Early into this one, fouls. 3 fouls already for Holy Heart. And if you're a fan of the Vikings, you got to like that. If they can get to the line with any consistency at all. Here's another 3-point effort from the corner. Rebound pulled down by Hunter Ryan. Ryan puts it into
getting
the
up
hand.
for that rebound there and then getting down court.
Ryan puts it into the hands of Marshall now. Marshall drives the lane, high off the glass, can't get that to drop. Ryan, good defensive position, or offensive position, we should say. He grabs the rebound and puts it off the glass and in. Charging call, fouled against Liam Chislett. Chislett not happy with that one, but you know something, good call by the official. Defensive position was had there, Scott.
Great call, and the Vikings bench just erupts. These guys, I'm very impressed with this start, Steve. You know, we talked about the girls' game, 8:30 a.m. start. You know, a little slow to get rolling, but the boys are right on track here early, 4 minutes in.
Oh, we're here, it's 11 o'clock now. I mean, that's pretty much time to be for everybody to go. I know these guys are teenagers, but they're also athletes. They're ready to go. Here's Hunter Ryan. He gets rejected on his first shot, gets the putback though, and puts it down. Gonzaga grabbed the lead again. Holy Heart, good penetration pass there. Can't get it to fall though, was Alex Sparrow. Gonzaga grabbed the rebound and come away with it. But for Luther. Luther is wide open, but he is nowhere near the mark on that one. To quote Bob Uecker, it was just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside, but those are the threes, you know, catching it in rhythm. Cross-court pass from Butt. I don't think that's going to be the first shot Nick Luther's going to take today.
No, it's not. Not at all for sure. Good drive to the rim there by Devin O'Leary of Holy Heart. He gets that one to drop. Jared Butt looks to penetrate through the lane, reaching, foul called, and Holy Heart picking up their 4th foul in the first 4 minutes. Jacob Ryan going to check into the game for Kent Thornhill here for Gonzaga. Holy Heart not gone to their bench yet. Luther on the outside. Luther feigned a 3-point shot. Bounced off his man. There's a pass over for Butt. Butt can't get that one to drop. Defensive rebound grabbed by Holy Heart. Sparrow lost it, stolen from behind. Good play there by Max Breen, coming from behind and picking the pocket.
Correct you there, Steve. Liam Chislett checking out for,
thank you,
for the Highlanders in. Max Breen, as I mentioned earlier, one of those role players for the Highlanders, who'd be easily a starter on any team in the province.
Max Breen doing a great job there, causing the turnover. Here comes Nicholas Fowler now. Fowler over for Breen. Breen in transition, lays it off the glass. He'll get the hoop and the harm and go to the line for the 3.
Sprinting down the court was Max Breen, rewarded. Nice handoff and find from Fowler.
Breen at the line trying to complete the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Draws short, but Breen goes in and grabs his own rebound. What's better than 2? How about 4? And there it is. 4 points, courtesy of Nicholas Fowler. Go ahead, Scott.
If you notice, Max Breen, he stepped up to the wrong line. He actually shot about 6 inches outside. There's another line, I'm not sure what it is, in front of the free throw line, and he set up there.
That's a good catch there, Scott. And it's interesting. It's obviously a multi-purpose facility here. Like, I don't know, there's lines everywhere. This would be, I mean.
Next level tip, Steve, you bring a team to a tournament, a gymnasium like this, where, like you said, there's volleyball lines, there's badminton lines. Walk your team around the lines. Do a lap around the lines, jog around half court, dribble around the court. Just know where the out of bounds. Saw it a lot yesterday in the Crosby side. I'm not sure if you did. Bunch of out of bounds plays where athletes were confused.
There's more lines here than a 70s disco bar on the floor. Foul call against Gonzaga. And Holy Heart will go to the line one more time. 4:04 left to go. Holy Heart with a 4-point lead here. And Devin O'Leary's going to make a trip to the line. Sparrow checks out. Coming into the game for the Highlanders is
number 7, Daffyd Banfield.
Daffyd Banfield. Makes good from the line.
Dave Banfield, associate coach for the Highlanders. His dad played against Dave back in the day.
Here's Jared Butt from Marshall out for Luther. Holy Heart doing a very good job on defense, just being stingy.
Being stubborn, stingy, and communicating, Steve. Switching easily. No wasted effort in between screens with the Highlanders. Communicating, doing a great job in the half court.
Nick Fowler going to bring it down the floor. Fowler looking to go coast to coast, can't do so. That's going to be stolen by Jared Butt. We'll have a foul here called against Banfield. Banfield called for the reach. 3:28 left to go. Scott, the pace of this game really quick. Talk a little bit about, on average, how many times a week are these kids hitting the gym? How many times a week do they practice generally, do you think, for the top programs?
Top programs, I mean, you're in the gym at least, you got to realize these are student athletes, volunteer coaches, but at least 3 times a week you're in the gym. At least. That is the absolute minimum. And
so it's safe to say Gonzaga and Holy Heart would be at that minimum, or would you think more?
I would say they're at that minimum. You got to factor in also, too, some of these guys may be playing on the men's league team, also games and going to tournaments. You know, they're not going to practice for another 3 days maybe after a big, intense tournament like this. So, you know, three times a week, if you want to have a good basketball program, minimum 3 times. If you want to have a great one, then you just got to open the doors of the gym and get in and put in the work.
So both teams going to the bench once again here. We see Andrew Shears checking into the game for the Vikings.
Free throw is gonna be a big factor in this one.
Both teams almost in the bonus here already.
Ryan Cooley.
Jacob Ryan, 2 for 2 from the line on that trip down Main Street. And here come Holy Heart. Fowler on the outside. Fowler puts the ball to the floor. Moves one in for Sparrow. Sparrow drives through the paint. Good defense there by Gonzaga, denying Sparrow a free trip down Main Street.
You know, Highlanders offensively keeping it real simple. Lots of cutting. Timing is a key factor in their offense, and they're doing a good job of it. Again, cutting the score. Hard cuts. Blisters, Steve, on your feet should be an injury that you're very familiar with as a basketball player. If you're cutting right, your feet should be sore at the end of these tournaments.
Max Breen commits the foul. That's going to send Hunter Ryan to the line. Ryan steps up, puts a little bit of liquid Drano on that one and gets it to fall. Here's number 2.
Our first liquid Drano. Tagline.
Holy Heart get the rebound. Ball comes out of bounds. We've got, jump ball call. Possession arrow going to go in favor of the Highlanders. Probably could have been a backcourt call there, so probably fortunate for Gonzaga to change that possession arrow on that one.
There's that Viking grit, you know. You see that time and time again with any Viking team. You always know what you're going to get when you're playing against Gonzaga. They're going to have talented kids, they're going to be fit, and they're going to be ferocious. No one more ferocious than number 9, Hunter, right there.
Hunter Ryan, really, really intense this whole weekend for sure. Good call on that one. Here's Sparrow. Sparrow for Fowler. Fowler slices, dices through the lane. Can't get it to drop, though. Rebound grabbed by Shears for Luther. Luther kicks it off for Butt. Butt out for Hunter Ryan. Ryan, a little bit of daylight coming through the paint. That gets closed off quickly. Shot from Ryan from the corner. Ryan can't get that one to fall.
Back to Hunter again. You know, I've seen him so many times banged up and broke up from his style of play, but he looks really fit. Right on cue there, Steve.
And Hunter Ryan goes to the basket, gets the hoop and the harm, and he'll go to the line to try to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Gonzaga within one here, just over 2 minutes to play.
Matt Torville checking into the game for the Vikings now, number 6 for the first time.
Gonzaga is not afraid to use their bench, Scott. They've used it pretty good here all weekend, actually. And a lot of contributions from a lot of different players, and we see Ryan complete the three-point play. Game all tied up here at 16.
You know, if you can get a good 8-9 player rotation at the high school level,
you got a deep team.
You got a pretty deep team, you know, and you have your 2, 3, 4, maybe even guys, you know, end of the bench, grade 10s. Sometimes they bring up grade 9s to play on the team. You know, you gotta sit back, watch the game, learn, and wait for your opportunity to come up.
And you see, you know, you get to the championship level, it is, unless you've got the 2 or 3 really big stars, most times you're going to see deep teams. Deep teams have success.
Deep teams have success, absolutely, especially here at the Hall of Fame Cup, where it's a big, long floor. Again, Steve, these gyms are regulation-size courts. You're playing at some of these schools around town and across the province, much smaller, 15, 20% smaller.
Torville drives into the lane. He's hacked by Max Breen in down deep. Breen knew he got him on the hand, so that's going to send Torville to the line. 1:14 left to go. Team's not at 18.
A great example, Steve, is PWC. They play in a very small home gym, but yet they're one of the fittest teams in high school basketball. Very competitive. They do a great job at that program.
They are, absolutely. They've got some fine athletes, but didn't you talk about depth? They don't have the depth of a Gonzaga. They need to depend on those guys too much. And I guess playing in a league game on a Friday evening or Thursday afternoon, that's okay. But when you got to play 4 games in less than 48 hours, that's where it gets tough.
That's where it gets tough. No one tougher than Max Breen. Couldn't come up with it then.
Penetration under the basket by Breen. Couldn't hold on. Torville dribbling that ball in a phone booth, puts it over for Ryan, and Hunter Ryan is on fire for this Gonzaga team here early. Ryan carrying the mail for the Vikings.
Ryan got that pep in his step. I haven't seen it in a long time from him, and he can shoot.
Here's Sparrow. Sparrow inside for Fowler. That ball is denied, and it's going to go out of bounds, and Gonzaga will get possession again. 38 seconds remain here in this opening quarter. Vikings up by 5.
Vikings bench erupts with every play going their way. Great to see.
Torville.
Nice minutes here coming off the bench.
Torville puts it into the hands of Shears. Back for Torville. Torville. Hunter Ryan pops out. He wants it. Ryan going to take a shot from a long way out. Probably a little bit out of his range there. Catches the front of the rim.
Bit of a heat check there. Stepping back a little bit. Vikings a little bit hesitant on that possession. Hunter tried to bail him out, never worked.
Josh Reimer drives to the rim, can't get at the foul. Rebound grabbed by Gonzaga. Foul committed by Holy Heart with 2 seconds left. That's a tough foul. That's just giving Gonzaga some free points there to go to the line.
Again, clock awareness. You know, Steve, we talk about this environment. We've talked about it all morning. Come to the gym. Look directly at the clock. Know where the clock is. You know, dribble the ball down the court in the warm-up and look at the clock, kids. Just to get those little tiny things add up so you don't make mistakes like this late in the first.
Missed opportunity there by Jared Butt on the line. Comes up empty in the first shot. Butt settles in for number 2. And he'll put that one through the hole. 2 seconds left. Long half-court shot. That one's going to go somewhere down on Crosby Road. First quarter in the books. Gonzaga 24, Holy Heart 18. You're watching 5 TV1's coverage of the 2018 Hall of Fame Cup from the Powerplex in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. We'll be back with the call in a second.
There's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the fastest internet technology. So you can share, learn, stream, or do whatever you want at the speed of light. And only Bell brings fiber optic internet right to your home.
All right. First quarter in the book. Voices in my ears here this morning. Can't figure what's going on. Scott, first quarter maybe a little bit surprising to you. Gonzaga with a great quarter.
Yeah, I gotta admit I'm a little bit surprised. Offensively, they're doing very well, but I'm not surprised by the energy and the enthusiasm for the Vikings and the talent. Just looking at some of the plays there, Hunter making a nice play, Jared Butt, a real nice steady guard there for the Vikings. Vikings reminding us, hey, we got some talent over here on the blue and white side as well. And again, I love the style of play and the competitiveness from the Vikings. It's great to see, and we got a great 3 quarters of basketball coming up here, Steve.
So 24-18, Gonzaga in the lead. Torville staying into the game, and you mentioned before, doing a good job coming off the bench there for Gonzaga.
Doing a great job, nice and steady. He needs to get it there. That's exactly what he needed right there. He needs to get aggressive and take a shot, take a drive.
Torville gets to the lane, but Devin O'Leary with a big rejection here knocks the ball out of bounds, and O'Leary let Torville know about it after. Ball's inbounded for Lambert. Lambert out for Torville. Torville.
Young player like that, just keep on going. Don't get caught up in any kind of trash talk here. Just do your job coming off the bench.
Big rebound there by Jared Butt. Ball comes out of bounds. Shears can't reach that one. Gonzaga doing a good job in the offensive boards. Holy Heart now have to come back, let the official check up the ball. Now it's going to be inbounded. Here's Devin O'Leary bringing it up the floor. O'Leary kicks one in for Max Breen. Breen into the hands of Caleb Donchermont. Donchermont swings it down low. They can't get it to follow. Sparrow with the follow-up shot. He can't get it either. Holy Heart getting some good penetration, just can't get the ball to drop.
Nice cut and a fine. Devin O'Leary did well just to get that shot off. Couldn't fall.
Offensive rebound by Andrew Shears. Kicks it out for Torville. Torville's three-point play in and out. And Hunter Ryan is just, boy, there's no other word of saying it. Right now in this game, Hunter Ryan's dominant.
Bounce.
He is just on the offensive side of the boards, grabbing everything, causing chaos down low for Holy Heart. They're going to need to figure out an answer for that young man.
Just a step too quick right now. He's all over the glass. They need to find an answer. Max Breen might be the answer. Stick one of your role players on a Hunter, bang him up a little bit, and block him out, in and out.
Or just send him to the line if he's going to miss 2 shots like that. Tough sledding there for Ryan. Andrew Shears, though, with the offensive rebound for Gonzaga, and Shears puts it off the glass and in with a nice hoop. Here come the Highlanders. Here come the Highlanders. Love that line. Good steal there by Devin O'Leary. O'Leary puts the ball in for Fowler. Fowler gets called for the offensive foul. And who is it? It's Hunter Ryan that draws the charge.
Steve, I hope Bella Lion captured the Vikings bench then, because as soon as the referee started to make the call, the bench erupted, a sea of blue and white.
Holy Heart back down, then Nicholas Fowler got called for the charge on the last one. He comes back and gets a runner through the lane on that one. Good job by Fowler. Torville in some pressure here. Is going to put it into the hands of Chris Edwards, who's checked into the game now for Gonzaga. That ball's out of bounds. .806 left to go. 26-20 Gonzaga.
Energy seems to have dipped a little bit on both sides. Big first quarter, big moment, big game.
Got an offensive foul called here, an illegal screen. And that's a tough call. Let's go back, we're talking about Hunter Ryan. I'll go back and have a look at that charge he took there in the last play.
Here come the Highlanders. Love that line. Good steal there.
Gonzaga bench got, we can't see it on camera, but that Gonzaga bench just became electric after that charge by Ryan. Right now, Ryan is the man for Gonzaga.
You know, now, Steve, like I mentioned, a little dip in energy on both sides of the team, both sides of the court. This is when leadership takes a role.
Long three-point shot missed. Go ahead.
Basics, sticking to the script. What you guys do works for your team, and you know, energy from the bench can lift the 5 guys on the floor. Now it's 6-on-5. Edwards.
Hunter Ryan, nice feed into Edwards. Edwards couldn't get it to go. Rebound grabbed by Fowler. Fowler coming all the way downtown. Can't get it to drop though. Gonzaga really sealing off the lane. There's a tough pass there by Torville looking for Andrew Shears. I would have thought he was LeBron James floating under the basket for that one. That's a tough play to make.
You know, Torville saw it. I think he second guessed himself, and then he went back to that first thought, threw it up. Not a bad pass, just a little bit too long. Love the aggression, love the confidence there, number 6. Banfield cleaning it up for the Highlanders right there. Luther and Carter about to check back in now.
Few runs down the floor now though, Scott. Probably the last minute and a half, 2 minutes possibility. No scoring.
No.
Both teams coming up empty on the scoring part.
Again, dip in energy, and you need energy to score. You need energy to execute. Both teams looking to get a hoop here.
Caleb Donchermont, ball in his hands, going to move it off for O'Leary. O'Leary into the paint. He's going to be upended. Foul going to go against Gonzaga there. And O'Leary will go to the line. Special shout out to the sponsors of this year's tournament, Universal Corporate Wear and the St. John's Edge, Newfoundland's newest professional sports franchise, the basketball team. The Edge doing quite well in the standings for themselves. Big win last night over Niagara. And also, got to be honest, my favorite, Mary Brown's Chicken and Taters. Best legs in town. And folks, I know, trust me.
Never would have guessed, Steve. Never would have guessed.
It's true, it's true. Here's Torville. Torville's going to lay one up from outside. That one falls short. And Holy Heart grabbed a rebound. Chance for Holy Heart to cut this lead in half now. Devin O'Leary into the lane. Finds Reimer. Reimer muscles that one up and gets it to drop. It was Dafford Banfield. And Holy Heart now back to within 2.
Almost a carbon copy of the first game, Steve. Emma Power, number 5 for St. Kevin's, out in the first quarter. And now the Highlanders, Liam Chislett. Number 9, haven't seen him in a while.
Nick Luther with a nice cut to the basket. Couldn't get it to fall, though. And player steps out of bounds. Substitution coming in the game. Kent Thornhill going to check back in for Andrew Shears. 5:49 left to go. 2-point ball game. Holy Heart looks like the momentum might have be coming on their side just a little bit here right now.
A little bit of a momentum swing. I think Devin O'Leary doing a good job the last few times. Not forcing the issue, but taking charge here offensively and trying to get to the foul line. Get your team momentum with the score right on cue, Devin O'Leary.
Absolutely, O'Leary does drive the paint and does draw the foul, and he will go to the line again.
Experience showing through there from Devin O'Leary, Canada Games player last summer for Team Newfoundland and Labrador. And he sets up on the right free throw line, Steve, but if you can see, I think he's way over.
Yeah. I don't know if the officials are quite sure either what's going on. But no, he's good on that one, and he makes good on his second offering from the line. Gonzaga up by 1. Nick Luther with the ball in his hands. Luther's going to bring it up the floor. Matt Torville still in the game for the Vikings, doing a pretty good job. Torville into the hands of Harry Carter. Carter draws a foul. The positioning of Dafford Banfield not set there. And a blocking foul called. Sub coming into the game. We're going to see young Dem Lamb check in for Holy Heart. Number 6 for the Highlanders.
Dem Lamb, you know, athletic, skilled, played great yesterday in the semifinals. Gave the Highlanders quality minutes. Tough pass there from Butt. Best to go to Ryan there on the wing.
Trying to penetrate there, like, it's just for free. Like, that's got to be your 1 in a million pass to get through there. Definitely a better decision, easier pass to make. And here's an easy shot here for Nick Luther, taking it off the inbounds. Little mental lapse there by the Highlanders, not set quick enough, and Luther makes them pay.
Highlanders, yeah, a little sluggish there on the out of bounds. Again, championship leadership. You need, as soon as that whistle goes, you need a leader on your team to rally the troops and get everyone focused on the next play, which is going to be a defensive against the out of bounds play.
Fowler tries to throw it inside. That's intercepted by Thornhill. Here's Harry Carter in the layup. Carter is fouled hard by Devin O'Leary. Carter will go to the line. And once again, we're just past the 5-minute mark, and team's almost in the bonus already. Certainly no quarter given here at the Powerplex this morning. Both teams going hard at it for the Hall of Fame Cup Championship. Holy Heart, probably, if you ask around, probably a heavy favorite going into this one this morning, but I don't think anybody let the Vikings know that.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, again, you know, that Viking mentality, they're always in it. They're always competitive. They're not going to back down. Big rivalry here too. Holy Heart, Gonzaga, two rival city schools. Great game so far. Very entertaining. I'm enjoying myself, Steve.
Here's Devin O'Leary. Devin O'Leary finds Alex Sparrow cutting in the paint. That's a nice little dish there. And Holy Heart back to within 2.
Nice little pick and roll action off the top.
But out for Luther. Luther looking down low. Ken Thornhill trying to establish position. Thornhill, though, with a little bit of a push off. Might have been out of bounds when he caught that one. Ball turned over. Gonzaga with a chance to draw even here now. Sorry, Holy Heart.
Vikings a little stagnant offensively there. Thornhill did well, get in position, calling for the basketball, and his teammates just a little slow getting it to him.
Fowler can't get that one to drop. Jacob Ryan there to grab the offensive rebound. Luther, he picks up his dribble, puts it in the corner for Ryan. Ryan puts it out, in trouble momentarily, but Harry Carter picks up a pass. Carter gets a shot, can't get it to fall. Thornhill battling hard under the paint. Thornhill gets 2 rebounds, and Devin O'Leary explaining to the referee what he thought of the situation. The referee says, young Devin, you held him on. It's a foul.
Better offensive set there from the Vikings, and it started with a nice cut to the basket by Butt. Cut to the basket, ball was swung, got the ball in the short corner, and found Harry Carter, who hesitated earlier a couple times to shoot. Steve, he gets to the free throw line, gets a couple shots under his belt, and then doesn't hesitate for that one. Thornhill there to clean up the mess.
Gonzaga, though, a little bit not very good. There's no way of sugarcoating. Unless they're sucking from the three-point line. I'm sorry. This is a team who shoots very well from three-point line, three-point line, the foul line, and they're just not getting it done from the stripe this morning. Here's a long three-point shot from Luther. Play ball was called. Ryan couldn't get that offensive rebound. Chislett checks back into the game now for Holy Heart. He's got the ball in his hands now. Chislett over for Fowler. Fowler drives through the hoop. Can't get it to drop. And just dawned on me, Nicholas Fowler. His father's in the stand, Peter Fowler. I don't know if you remember Peter Fowler playing basketball back years ago. Played with the great Brother Rice teams.
Sure.
Blair White and Peter Watkins and Charlie McCarthy. Peter Fowler, a big part of that. Telling my age here now. But just put 2 and 2 together. Nicholas Fowler is, I'm assuming Peter's his dad.
The same with Alex Sparrow, his dad, Peter Sparrow. Legendary,
hockey player.
Brother Rice alum.
3:13 here in the first half. Timeout called. It's 29-27. Gonzaga over Holy Heart.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
All right, still in timeout here. Referees almost on cue. Wow, what a production we got going here this morning. Referees on cue, blowing the whistle, getting both teams back to the floor. 3:13 left to go. Entertaining first half, scoring a lot more at a premium here in the second quarter. The first quarter, we were on pace for 80 points each. Second quarter certainly slowed down.
The adrenaline dump in the second quarter here early. Both teams settling down now, like you said, Steve. Very entertaining game. Liam Chislett back in. Hunter been on the bench for a while for the Vikings. Look to see him coming back in. The Swami thinks head coach Ryan Wood there is going to go back to Hunter, resting him up. But you don't want to leave. You don't want to leave. You don't want to leave a kid like that on the bench too long.
I'll tell you what, Swami. I'd like to know what's going on with the foul shooting here today. We've seen it in the girls' game, and it's transferred to the boys' game here right now.
Steve,
they wouldn't throw up from the foul line.
You were on a political rant earlier, you know, and I don't want to go on a rant about kids getting in the gym, but, you know, you should be in the gym shooting.
Whoa, hard foul there by Jacob Ryan. Sorry, Jared Butt. Fowler goes down hard. Fowler up right away. Tough kid, this Nick Fowler. Wow, that was a big hit there.
And that's not the first time Nick Fowler's hit the deck here this weekend. I mean, he goes to the rim heavy, and there's heavy consequences sometimes.
He steps up and drains that first free throw.
Absolutely, tough kid. Steve, you got to get in the gym, and you have to work on your free throw shooting. For your mindset offensively, it's very important, because if you're in the gym working on your free throws, when you get to the game, you want to earn a chance to go to the free throw line, which means you have to drive and command whistles. You know, 20, 25 a day is what kids should be doing. Recess time, lunchtime, before school, after school, whenever you can get in. 5 at a time, doesn't matter. Before practice, get up some free throws.
So there you go, kids. Get the PlayStation out of your hands and put a ball in it. A ball, a stick, a puck, whatever. Get active. And this is coming from the guy who loves the Mary Browns. So anyway, here's Butt. Butt puts one outside. That's stolen by Dem Lamb.
Oh,
Lamb, nice behind the back pass. Little bit of razzle-dazzle shown by Lamb there. Chislett just couldn't pick it up. That would have been nice to see him finish that one off.
Great awareness then. He knew Chislett was streak. Again, you know your teammates are running hard every time, and it opens up opportunities for you to be creative like that. Chislett couldn't handle it, though.
Just over 2 minutes left to play. 1 point ball game. Both teams in the bonus now, I believe. Here's Luther. Luther outside for Thornhill. Thornhill moves over for Butt. Butt for Jacob Marshall. Marshall down low for Luther. Luther tries to drive. A little bit of separation there off Chislett. Got the shot to go. Couldn't get it to drop, though. And the foul's going to get called on Kent Thornhill. And that's going to put Holy Heart to the line as they are in the bonus. And they're the fouls you really don't like when you're 120 feet away from your basket. .201 left to go. At the line, Alex Sparrow puts the first one down for Holy Heart. Chance for Holy Heart to take the lead now. For the first time in a long time since the beginning of the game, and now Holy Heart have indeed grabbed the lead. Drive to the lane there by Jared Butt. Just couldn't quite get it to drop, though. But Butt will earn a trip to the free throw line himself. .30-29 in favor of the Holy Heart of Mary Highlanders. Here's Ryan. Ryan steps up for number 2. Can't get it to drop. Gonzaga 0 for this quarter from the line.
Championships won and lost at that free throw line.
There's a rejection by Dem Lamb. Lamb showing some good hands here. Lamb puts it to the plate. Lamb trying to go in, trying to do it probably a little bit too much on that foray down the line. Young Dem Lamb, I'm pretty sure, Scott, Dem Lamb is in grade 10.
I'm not sure. He very well could be.
He's in grade 10. I know the kid. He's in grade 10. Like, wow.
Wow, absolutely. Made a little, one too many dribbles.
Absolutely.
On that play, but man, oh man, nice handle coming off the bench. Very confident here.
Dem's older brother Joe last year, a couple of years, I remember playing for, I believe it was Prince of Wales Collegiate, so I don't know how the different schools come in, but the Lamb family certainly got some good basketball genes. Here's Luther driving. Luther, that's a tough drive down the lane. Sealed off. Fowler picks up the long pass. Fowler guarded heavily, moves it out for Lamb. Lamb into the lane. Lamb can't go there, and that's going to be a travel. Lamb couldn't get his feet set. And substitutions coming into the game. Josh Reimer is going to check in for Lamb.
Lamb, made one too many dribbles, and then a tough pass out of the corner. Jay Levine having a chat with him. Everything's cool. You just got to sit down.
Here's Shears now. Shears for Gonzaga puts it in the hands of Harry Carter. We've got an illegal screen called once again. That's the second one in this quarter called against the Vikings. Ball turned over to Holy Heart. Chislett brings the ball down the floor into the last minute of play. Chislett puts the ball in the hands of Sparrow. Sparrow out for D'Entremont. D'Entremont can't hold on to that one. The middle is sealed off. There is just no room going down the lane here. Once team set up defensively, it's not happening. Luther, three-point shot. That one doesn't fall. Chislett goes down for the ball, and Gonzaga will still take possession. Jacob Ryan up off his feet to check in for the Vikings.
And Highlanders, doing a great job getting the ball on the top of the key, but maybe going to the well a little bit too much here. Vikings picking up on it. And the Highlanders just not able to barrel through that middle lane anymore.
Talking about Lamb there, Scott just had a check-in from my good buddy Dave Pine. Let me know James Lamb actually played for Waterford Valley. So
yes,
checking out the old Newfoundland school system or the Lamb family. Here's 10 seconds left. Gonzaga with a miss. And Chislett's going to play for this last shot. Chislett, not sure if he's aware of the shot clock. Obviously he is. He pulls up and he sinks one. That's a 2 right at the buzzer. Halftime, Gonzaga with a 3-point lead. It was mostly, it's Holy Heart with a 3-point lead. It was mostly Gonzaga's first half, but Holy Heart putting it together towards the end. So, first half in the book, championship game of this 2018 Hall of Fame Cup, brought to you by 5 TV1. Stick with us. Some great interviews during the half, and we'll be back for the second quarter.
There's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the fastest internet technology. So you can share, learn, stream, or do whatever you want at the speed of light. And only Bell brings fiber optic internet right to your home.
Is holding, sir. Yes, bravo. Oh, there. Yes, indeed. This is going to make your world a lot different than the one I grew up in. You know where England is?
Sure, it's over there.
And over there is where that sound is coming from. Right, Mr. Marconi?
Through the air, across the ocean. The first time ever.
Here with wheelchair basketball athlete Danielle Arbor. Danielle, an accomplished athlete in the world of wheelchair basketball, has played at the Canada Games for Prince Edward Island, represented her country, Canada. Danielle, talk to us a little bit about your sport and some of your achievements in the game.
I started wheelchair basketball 7 years ago. It is one of the best things I've ever done. It's made me grow so much as a person. I think the best part about wheelchair basketball is just how inclusive it is. People don't understand that you don't have to be in a chair. You don't have to have some kind of mobility issue or disability to play. You can be able-bodied and play up to the National League, and I just like how fast and intense it is, and grinding up on someone's chair is a great feeling.
I tell you what, it is inclusive, but you say anybody can play. Danielle, I can't play. It's too tough. It's a tough sport. Talk about it. Like, you've got to be in pretty good shape. It's a hard game to play. I don't mean that as far as not being exclusive. I mean, it's just not easy. You need some skill.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to get used to. You have to have a lot of upper body strength and to get your speed and to get your shooting. And for me, my size is always a disadvantage, but I like to use my voice and yell at people and intimidate them with my voice rather than my size.
So there you go. Danielle Arbor, one of the great athletes in wheelchair basketball. Have a look at some of the action here going on here at the Powerplex during the Hall of Fame Cup. Thanks for joining us, Danielle, and best of luck to you.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, sorry.
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 Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
There's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the fastest internet technology, so you can share, learn, stream, or do whatever you want at the speed of light. And only Bell brings fiber optic internet right to your home.
Hey, go on! Go on! Mind your own business!
The antenna is holding, sir. Yes. Bravo. Oh, look there. Yes, indeed. This is going to make your world a lot different than the one I grew up in. You know where England is?
Sure, it's over there.
And over there is where that sound is coming from. Right, Mr. Marconi?
Through the air, across the ocean. The first time ever.
Here with Mr. Mike Mutry of Mary Brown's. He's the regional marketing manager for Mary Brown's. Mike, talk to us a little bit about Mary Brown's sponsorship of this event and some of the things that you do in the community that people would like to know about.
Sure, Steve. Thanks for asking. For this particular event, I was approached by the St. John's Edge, actually, to partner up and to be a sponsor of the event. I'm a big, long-time supporter of basketball myself. I love the game and love to support the basketball community in any way we can. As a lot of people in Newfoundland know, we are big supporters of the community all over Newfoundland and Labrador, and we love to be involved with grassroots programs, community projects, and any type of sponsorships we can.
Really, really important for minor sporting events and even events for professional teams like the Edge. Sponsorship is so important, and people can't be thanked enough for a company like Mary Brown's to be involved. Why is it important to Mary Brown's to be involved with these type of events?
Well, I mean, Mary Brown's is what I consider a Newfoundland and Labrador success story. We've got stores now from St. John's right to BC. We never would have gotten there without the support of Newfoundlanders. So to me, the best thing we can do to say thank you is to support the community, support the men and women and their families, and we can do that by supporting events like this.
So there you go, good corporate citizens, Mary Brown's. Mike, thanks for taking the time, and thanks for your support of community sports at all levels. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it.
We'll be right back from the Hall of Fame Cup here at the Powerplex on Crosby Road. Stick with us on 5 TV1.
It's packed to the rafters in the Edmonton Arena. Everyone is feeling the pressure on the Grabs as they await the American champs. Here's the Cleveland favorite Knits now, and boy, do they look impressive.
Look at their uniforms. I bet you could sure run in smart shorts like those.
Not that. Look, world champs, my eye.
Grads, we don't play for glory. We play the game for the game's sake. So tonight, you're going to earn that title by playing your game. Teamwork, passing. Let's show them what it means to play the Grads.
The Edmonton Grads were champions for 25 years. The record of 502 wins and only 20 losses is unmatched in all of sport.
Here with Trevor Murphy, the Assistant General Manager of the St. John's Edge, Newfoundland's newest professional sports team. Trevor, talk a little bit about the Edge's involvement in this year's Hall of Fame Cup.
We got involved with NLBA, I guess when the Edge first came to town. We started talking about some opportunities to get involved with some of their programming. And this was one that was high on their list and certainly high on our list too. And we know some of the history of this event. And we see the young players that are coming through here and being a part of the high school community. That was important to us. So from our perspective this week, we've been very happy to be involved with some of the Player of the Game awards. We're involved with some of the tournament awards and just supporting what's going on here because we think it's a great event. And as we're watching now, we see the wheelchair basketball happening as well. We think the Hall of Fame Cup has lots of positives about it, and we're certainly pleased to be part of it.
It's certainly an obvious correlation between the Edge basketball and the NLBA. I want to pivot a little bit and just talk about the Edge's work in the community. And one of the big buzzwords around the Edge, and I know I'm down calling the games for you guys, the access to the players. The players have been great with the kids. The fans are just eating up the atmosphere at Mile 1. Why do you think it's so successful?
Well, I think the players have they've given a lot of their time after games, and they've made sure wins and losses. They're out after the game, signing autographs for the fans, taking pictures, and it's been a pretty special thing to see after the game. So I think that's been a big part of it. But also, too, seeing our players in the community. They're going to local schools. They're going to local minor basketball practices. They've been to some hospital visits. They've really tried to make a real effort to get out and be a part of the community, which, from our perspective as an organization, that's important to us. And, we've talked to the players about that, but to their credit, they've taken on the initiative on certain things and done it. And, the fact that the fans have such a close connection to the players on game nights, but also now that connection in the community has gone a long way. And, again, it's very genuine from the organization perspective, but also from the player perspective.
Kudos to the Edge and kudos to all the players. And you and your staff, Trevor, done an outstanding job getting this thing going off the ground. No, it was probably a little hairy there in the beginning, but what a fine product going on at Mile 1. Best of luck to you and the Edge for the rest of the season.
Thanks, Steve, for all you're doing for us as well.
All right, 32-29. Holy Heart of Mary over Gonzaga. Halftime of the 2018 Hall of Fame Cup. We'll be back for the exciting conclusion of this ball game. Stick with us here on 5 TV1.
Signor Caboto! On deck, sir. You won't believe your eyes.
Captain, over here! You must see this!
Look, Captain, down there.
I've never seen anything like it in my life!
Amazing!
codfish, so thick they stayed the progress of our ship. Your fleets will have no further need of Iceland. Fish is enough to feed this kingdom, oh sire, until the end of time.
There's off the beaten path. And then there's this place. Newfoundland and Labrador.
Here with Gonzaga Vikings head coach Ryan Wood. Ryan, down by 3 at the half. Held the lead for most of that first half. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on the first half of play.
I must say I'm pretty happy with it. We've got a little bit of momentum coming into this game. We've had 3 good games to start the tournament, and they're a really tough team. The last time we played them, it was a 30-point win on their end, so I'm really impressed with them. We've improved a lot over the season, but we got to play a full 40 minutes. That's what we tell the boys, so we've got 20 minutes left.
Yeah, the word on the street coming into this one was Holy Heart was the powerhouse, and this might not be much of a game, but I don't think someone forgot to tell your guys that. A great first half. So what's going to have to happen for you guys here in the second to pull out this win?
Starts on defense and ends on defense. That's really where we hang our hat, is on the defensive end, and that's why you're seeing such a low-scoring game. And that's the reason why we're in the game. So double down on that. Double down on defense.
Here you go, Coach Ryan Wood of the Gonzaga Vikings. Down by 3, looking to turn around this second half of the 2018 Hall of Fame Cup Championship boys game. Best of luck to you, Coach, in the second half.
Appreciate it.
We'll be back with Newfoundland Basketball Association President Tom Warren here on 5 TV1. Thanks, buddy. Good luck, thanks.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
There's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the fastest internet technology, so you can share, learn, stream, or do whatever you want at the speed of light. And only Bell brings fiber optic internet right to your home.
Here with Newfoundland Labrador Basketball Association President, Mr. Tom Warren. Tom, the Hall of Fame Cup, the Elite Eight's been on the go quite some time now, and a great tournament for local basketball fans and the high school athletes here in the province. Talk a little bit about the NLBA's involvement and how you put all this together.
Yeah, sure. Yes, it's been on the go for some time. This is actually our 19th Hall of Fame Cup. There's a lot of work to put these tournaments together. It's not just arranged, of course, for just one weekend, but in terms of the Hall of Fame Cup, we have an actual committee in place of volunteers who basically take all the games throughout the year and try our best to, I guess, determine the rankings of the team. And then, of course, there's a special invitation to this great tournament.
This is my third year being involved with it, and I tell you what, I think your committee does a fantastic job. I haven't been here yet where I've seen the rankings and say, oh, someone's a little out to lunch here. They've been bang on every year, and that probably begins with your executive director. We talked to Bill Murphy a little early on, and we understand Bill's going to ride off into sunset soon. Talk a little bit about Bill Murphy and what he's done for you guys.
You know, Bill Murphy, I guess, probably one word is basically an ambassador. Bill is an ambassador for the game of basketball. What he's did since his time here has been absolutely amazing. In terms of my position as president, Bill is a confidant for me. You know, he makes my job so much easier. He's a great ear. He knows this game of basketball inside out. He's just, as I said, Steve, he's been an ambassador for the game of basketball in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
There you go. You got it straight from the top. The President, Tom Warren. Big thanks to you and your committee, too, for all the work you guys do behind the scene for the kids and the adults, everybody playing basketball in our province. Best of luck to you in the future. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Championship game, 2018 Hall of Fame Cup. Holy Heart of Mary 32, Gonzaga 29. We'll be back for the exciting second half of this championship game. Stick with us right here on 5 TV1.
It's packed to the rafters in the Edmonton Arena. Everyone is feeling the pressure on the grabs as they await the American champs. Here's the Cleveland favorite Nits now, and boy, do they look impressive.
Look at their uniform. I bet you could sure run in smart shorts like those.
Not that. Look, world champs, my eye.
Grads, we don't play for glory. We play the game for the game's sake. So tonight, you're going to earn that title by playing your game. Teamwork, passing. Let's show them what it means to play the grads.
The Edmonton Grads were champions for 25 years. The record of 502 wins and only 20 losses is unmatched in all of sport.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
The 2018 Hall of Fame Cup, the Newfoundland Labrador High School Basketball Elite 8, brought to you by the Newfoundland Labrador Basketball Association. Halftime score, the number 1 ranked Holy Heart of Mary Highlanders, 32. The number 3 ranked Gonzaga Vikings, 29. Buckle up, folks. This should be a dandy second half here. Talked to Coach Ryan Wood of the Vikings in between halves, and he told us the key for his team is going to be defense. And they've done a pretty good job of that so far, containing this highly potent Holy Heart offense. Scott Noftel, NLBT, what are your thoughts coming into this second half?
Buckle up, folks. Don't go anywhere. Real close first half, and I'm expecting a close second half. Vikings showing a lot of grit and composure, and we know the Highlanders are tough and talented as well. Going to be a great one.
Here we go. Second half underway. Chislett puts the ball in his hand. He's guarded by Luther. Going to move it outside for Devin O'Leary. O'Leary puts the ball to the floor, trying to penetrate. No room there, though. 3-point shot attempt. That rattles in and out. Ken Thornhill going to grab it and put it into the hands of Nick Luther. Luther down low. Good penetration move to the basket there by Jacob Ryan to put Gonzaga on the board early. Here's Nicholas Fowler. Fowler in the lane, can't get it. Ken Thornhill coming out of nowhere to grab that ball. That's a great defensive play by Gonzaga. Here's Luther. Luther loses the handle on that one. Ball comes away, a little discussion with the referees, and the outside official gonna make the call change. Good communication between the officials, making sure they get the right call. Gonzaga, a little trouble on the inbounds, put it out into the hands of Jared Butt. Butt for Jacob Ryan. Ryan's shot, that comes up short. Big rebound by Jacob Marshall. Marshall can't get it to fall off the glass. Rebounded again by Gonzaga. And we got a player down, looks like it'd be Sparrow. Came down a little funny there, and he's in some discomfort on his ankle, and that's one of those things. Sparrow getting up to his feet now. And good to see, he gets a good ovation here from the crowd. Coming off gingerly. One of those things, you come down on your ankle sometimes, you're landing on a foot or a leg or whatever. It's pretty dangerous.
He's going to try to walk it off there, Steve. Nothing too serious, luckily. But nonetheless, Sparrow going to have to go to the bench.
And a comment from an outsider's perspective in basketball. I've seen kids get hammered. I mean hammered. They're on the floor. They're obviously hurt. Sometimes they've been crying. No one comes out to help them. Like, there's no trainers in these teams or anything like that. It's like, all right, bud, get up.
Not in the budget, what? Steve. Not in the budget.
I mean, like, mom or dad could run on the floor. Anyway, that's just me. Here's Butt. Butt penetrating, kicks from the outside. Thornhill for three, can't get that one to drop. Gonzaga go to the floor, try to grab the rebound, can't come away with it, and Devin O'Leary will take it for Holy Heart. O'Leary kicks it outside for Fowler. Fowler for three. His shot draws iron, that's going to be short. Nick Luther tracks down the floor for the Vikings. Luther puts it to Butt. Butt almost denied. Good defense here by Holy Heart.
Another trying to thread the needle in, forcing it a little bit. Let that cut continue through just a moment longer.
Tell you what, Gonzaga doing a heck of a job on the offensive boards here. They're getting good second and third chance opportunities. Just can't put anything in the basket. Here's Ryan now. He's going to inbound the ball. We got a call here. Not sure what that is. We're going to have an intentional foul, I believe. Unsportsmanlike foul. Wow, called against Kent Thornhill. And that's a big call. That's going to give the ball to Holy Heart. Wow, that was ball's out of bounds. I never quite saw what happened there, but obviously the referee saw something he don't like.
Referee saw something he don't like, and Daffy Banfield making him pay for that mistake.
And they'll get the ball back as well. And one of those there, Scott, when you see a foul like that, is it normal to leave the player in the game?
You know, again, it's up to the coach's discretion in what the intention was behind that pass. It didn't seem it seemed pretty innocent to us. Never really picked up on it. So yeah, you leave him in, let him play through it.
Sure.
Anything flagrant, yes, you would take your player out and let him sit at the end of the bench. Think about it. Think about that one.
There's something to think about as Jacob Ryan gets a big three-pointer. Holy Heart opening up an 11-point lead. Gonzaga looking for a stop here. Put into the hands of Fowler. Fowler for Holy Heart, puts it up. Can't get by Thornhill. Thornhill with a good defensive play there. Here's Jacob Marshall. In for Butt. Jarrett Butt can't get it. Marshall on the boards. Can't get it to fall, though. And you got to like the spirit of this Gonzaga bench. They're into it, for sure.
Ready to erupt at any moment.
All right, so Jacob Marshall going to go to the line. Marshall on the line, score 36-34. I think the clock was wrong at one point, folks. Yeah, the score is actually 36-34. Our clock showing 39-31. That is incorrect. They've got the clock set correctly now. 36-34 in favor of Holy Heart. Marshall steps up and he drains the first one. And we talked about the errant free throw shooting early in the game. This is going to be real big right now for both teams in the second half. Marshall does a good job sinking both free throws for Gonzaga. Here come the Highlanders. Fowler couldn't get it in. Marshall called for a kickball violation. That'll put the ball back into the Highlanders' hands. Chislett's going to go under the basket for the inbounds. Looking for someone to cut underneath open. Fowler couldn't get that. Denied by Ryan. They'll do it all over again. Just switch sides of the basket. All tied up here at 36. Second half underway. Gonzaga and Holy Heart championship game for this 2018 Hall of Fame Cup. Ball kicked in for Chislett. Chislett drive to the lane. Chislett coming across. Nice shot there, and he lays it off the glass. Gets that one to fall for the Highlanders. Marshall out top for Jacob Ryan. Ryan spins out for Jared Butt. Butt trying to drive to the lane. Gets it for Thornhill. Thornhill steps back, shoots, and gets it to drop. Kent Thornhill showing a nice shooting touch on that shot. Here comes Devin O'Leary. O'Leary over for Max Breen. Breen's pass is a little bit errant there, but a foul is called. That was going to go against Gonzaga. And number 3, Jacob Marshall getting tagged for a foul. Andrew Shear's going to check back in for Kent Thornhill here. Thornhill with some good quality minutes for Gonzaga in that foray. Chislett for Holy Heart. Chislett quick off the dribble. He left Luther to the outside, frozen on that. And that's the way you do it. Chislett out for Caleb Dontremont. Dontremont with a big three-point shot. And Chislett almost broke Luther's ankles with that move there. Luther guarded by Chislett. Luther's going to move it over for Butt. Butt up for Marshall. Marshall into the paint. Marshall goes underneath. Can't get it to fall though. Rebound grab by Devin O'Leary. And O'Leary will bring the ball up the floor for Holy Heart. Here's O'Leary out for Max Breen. Breen puts the ball to the floor. Breen goes hard to the basket, and he will draw the contact. Max Breen will earn a trip to the foul line. That foul is going to go against Jacob Ryan. Gotta wonder when we might see Hunter Ryan check back in for Gonzaga. Ryan with a real strong first half. Not into the starters, though, in this quarter. Breen steps up the line. Breen makes the shot. 5-point lead now for the Holy Heart. Gonzaga with the ball coming down the floor is Luther. Here's Luther. Luther. Back over for Jacob Marshall. Outside for Jacob Ryan, and Jacob Ryan with a big three-point shot there. Coming back to within a basket for the Vikings. Under 5 minutes, first half of the third quarter over. Here's Dontremont driving. Dontremont drives the lane. That is rejected by Jacob Ryan. Holy Heart will still maintain possession. Big defensive play there by Ryan. Ball into the hands of O'Leary. Shears quick to the ball. Gonzaga relentless here on defense right now. Might be looking for a play ball call soon. Ball inbounded. Chislett guarded by Luther. Chislett gets a little separation. Ball goes up. Put to the floor. Rebound grabbed by Shears. Gonzaga pushing the pace. Ball goes out of bounds. That will still be Vikings ball. Jared Butt going to take it at the line. Here's Butt for the inbounds. Butt puts it into the hands of Luther. Luther yet to pick up the dribble. He's going to move for Ryan instead. Ryan! Jacob Ryan from the same spot. Catches, shoots, and he puts Gonzaga back in the lead, courtesy of the three ball. Chislett looking to drive. Chislett down low. Good quick answer by Chislett of Holy Heart. And Nick Luther not looking there. Errant pass coming from the hands of Jared Butt. Gonzaga turn the ball over. Here comes O'Leary for Holy Heart. O'Leary Picks up his dribble at the top of the key, moves it up for Fowler. Fowler, good quick first step there, and just got by Jacob Ryan. And Gonzaga with back-to-back baskets take back the 3-point lead. Jacob Marshall drives down to the rim, can't get it to fall. Rebound, Holy Heart. And here comes Fowler. Fowler had D'Entremont open under the basket momentarily. Foul called by Jared Butt. Possession will be down underneath. Substitution coming to the game, and we just said it. Hunter Ryan had a strong start, and he is back in for Gonzaga. Holy Heart starting to roll a little bit here, Scott.
Had a little distraction there. Steve had to take care of some business here at the Powerplex, but I could hear the roars coming from both ends of the court.
Chislett with the rebound and the putback, and it's all right, Scott, buddy. My life is distracted. Here's Jared Butt now. We see Peter Sparrow still walking off that ankle injury. He's still in some distress. Not going to see him back anytime soon, I wouldn't think. Hunter Ryan tries to drive through the lane. Ryan gets it up. Nice little finger roll there in the lane. Gets it to drop for the Vikings. And I really can't believe we didn't see Hunter Ryan earlier here. Almost 7 minutes into the half. Easily Gonzaga's probably their best player this game. And I'm not sure if he's foul situation, Scott, but it's inexplicable where he was on the bench.
Not sure. Best player on the court in the first quarter.
Devin O'Leary gets that put back off the glass for Holy Heart. Holy Heart now with a 5-point lead, their biggest of the game. Very tight championship game here at the Hall of Fame Cup. And Jacob Ryan is putting together a quarter here for Gonzaga. That's his 10th point this quarter.
Big fan of Jacob Ryan. Provincial team player, lots of experience, and that experience is paying off here.
Here's
late in the
Chislett.
third.
Chislett drives. Chislett is upended. That foul is going to go against Butt down low. Just over 2 minutes left. 51-48. The Holy Heart of Mary Highlanders lead here at the power play. Subs coming in. I got to think Torville is going to come in for Luther. Not sure the foul situation on Butt. He's got 3. Gonzaga coaches feel like they need to leave him in. We're going to have a timeout call here now by Gonzaga. 2:13 left to go. Holy Heart up by 3. Championship game in the Hall of Fame Cup brought to you by 5 TV1.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So 2:13 left to go in this third quarter. Holy Heart of Mary up by 3 over the Gonzaga Vikings. 51-48 here at the Powerplex. Championship game of this 2018 Hall of Fame Cup. We'll see what Coach Woods got drawn up his sleeve for the Vikings. And we do see Jared Butt still in the game, playing with 3 fouls. Hunter Ryan back in the game as well. Chislett on the foul line for Holy Heart. Chislett puts the first one in. Chislett now going to reset for number 2. Chislett stops, drops, and can't get the foul, but Max Breen there for the putback. And all of a sudden it becomes a 3-point play, Scott. Big rebound there by Breen.
Max Breen, you know, one of those role players, Steve. Off the bench, great minutes.
Hunter Ryan comes back for Gonzaga. Immediate impact after coming off the bench here. That's 4 points for Ryan in about 40 seconds of work. Here's Chafe. Chafe, once again, Chafe drives down Main Street and he parks the bus in the handicap zone without a fine.
Great call, wrong name. That's Max Breen.
Max Breen. If it was Chafe, he would have got a ticket. Max Breen puts the ball back for O'Leary. Going off the rails here at the Powerplex now. Here's O'Leary. O'Leary puts it into the hands of Fowler. Fowler out for Chislett. Chislett, three-point shot, and that gets nothing but net. And Chislett with a big three-pointer. That's going to open up the biggest lead of the game for Holy Heart at 9. Is this the tide that we thought we were going to see, Scott?
Number 9, putting them up by 9. You know, listen, you do not want to give Highlanders too much momentum here.
And there's an illegal screen called, the third of the game, called by the officials against Gonzaga. A couple of subs coming in. We got Jacob Ryan's going to check out. And for Holy Heart, Josh Reimer checking into the game. Jacob Ryan checking out after hitting back-to-back three-pointers from the same spot on the floor. Your team down by 9. Easy to be a coach with a headset on, but I tell you what, I don't like that call. 41 seconds left. And it's funny, I can say the things like that because I'm not involved in the basketball community like you are. So I guess I don't really care what people think of that.
Great point, you know, maybe saving them for the fourth, taking them off on a positive.
But the run Holy Heart's on now, Scott, it might be too late by the fourth. We see Fowler with a big three-point lead, and now a 12-point lead for the Highlanders.
You know, Vikings just want to settle into their offense here, try to get something going to the basket, maybe draw a whistle or find an open teammate.
There's a shot from the outside from Graham King, and perhaps that's why they brought him in for a little bit of a shooting touch. King with a nice shot there. Chislett pulls away, back, and Chislett will not miss here later on. Dying seconds, and the buzzer blows, and a big third quarter there for the Holy Heart of Mary Highlanders. They're going to take an 11-point lead into the fourth of this championship game of the 2018 Hall of Fame Cup, brought to you exclusively by 5 TV1.
There's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the fastest internet technology. So you can share, learn, stream, or do whatever you want at the speed of light. And only Bell brings fiber optic internet right to your home.
So, fourth quarter now underway. Holy Heart on a roll, putting together a huge third to open up an 11-point lead in this one. The first half, pretty much until the last 5 minutes, all Gonzaga. But Holy Heart putting the hammer down and showing everyone why they are the #1 ranked team in the province. Max Breen in the key, gets it, can't get it to fall though. Good rebound there by Ryan. Ryan finds Luther. Luther under pressure by Breen. Good effort there by Max Breen. Luther elects to go through it. Luther dishes in the key. Back for Luther. He's wide open, and he'll drop the 8-foot shot for Gonzaga. Good basket there by Nick Luther. Here's Fowler. Fowler trying to find a little space there. That's a turnover, though, and that's what Gonzaga's going to need, a couple of quick scores to get right back into this one.
I need to stand up here, Steve. The Powerplex is heating up on the court, but just court side, I'm freezing.
Yeah, she's pretty chilly over here. I got my hockey jacket on here calling a basketball game. My Atlantic Hockey Report hockey jacket. Here we go. Shears lays one off the glass. Can't get it to drop. Foul going to be called against Shears in the offensive boards. That'll turn it over to Holy Heart. Here comes Chislett. Chislett down, drives, and that is the man. If you want to look for a key of why Holy Heart has come back, Scott, Liam Chislett has pretty much taken the team on his back.
Liam Chislett is, without a doubt, one of the strongest basketball players for his age group. Not only in the province, but in the country. This kid can play with anybody in the country. I think he's only in grade 11. Not sure what his plans are next year, Steve, but I know he's got a very bright future. He's very talented, athletic, hardworking, competitive. He's got a lot of tools. He's going to hear that he's too small, but you, being a hockey guy, you've heard that from a lot of players as well. You're too small, you can't play at this level, and those guys prove you wrong, and I think Liam Chislett's going to make some big noise across the country.
The old expression is will beats skill all the time, but looking at a young man like Chislett, he's got the will and the skill. So, yeah, size is just a number. Like, even in this game of basketball, there's room for little guys that are good. Lots of room.
There's lots of rooms. Kids, don't let that be a deterrent.
There's a little guy, I know, well, for NBA standards, he's a little guy by the name, I think his name is Curry. He's not bad from what I hear.
Not the biggest kid on the court.
Here's Hunter Ryan driving to the basket. Can't get the foul. Gonzaga grabs the rebound, though. Torville with a drive. Nice up and under basket there for Matt Torville.
Matt Torville having a breakout game of his young career here in the championship, making some nice plays. Now, got to make some nice defensive plays.
Gonzaga,
tough matchup.
They just don't have an answer for Chislett. Chislett is scoring at will right now. That's 4 out of 5 possessions down the floor. Chislett has scored. Not quite sure what Coach Wood can draw up there, but they've got to figure out a way to stop him.
Again, championship moments, and then the championship caliber kids coming out.
Chislett didn't score that one, but he put it into Fowler's hand, and Fowler goes in for the easy layup. Back to an 11-point lead now for Holy Heart. Here's Torville. Torville dishes underneath the basket. Can't get it to drop, though. Rebound grabbed by Chislett.
Lots of game left here for the Vikings, but they have to capitalize. Nice, nifty pass. Got to finish. Unanswered is Liam Chislett.
There it is again. Chislett is just taking over on this one. Timeout blue. And this is going to be 1 word, 2 words you draw on the clipboard here. Liam Chislett.
Absolutely. You know, they want to try to take the basketball out of his hands. Maybe take the basketball out of his hands earlier the better in their own court. Stop the ball. Try to get it out of his right hand, certainly, Steve, and maybe even start double teaming him a little bit.
Well, at some point, that decision's got to be made. Like right now, he's just like high school science. He's just dissecting the Vikings here right now. And frankly, if they don't get an answer soon, you say there's lots of time left. If Chislett goes down the floor 4 more times, this one's done.
Absolutely. 13-point lead, 6:43 left. I mean, they're going to have to start to get some good looks. Got to get to the free throw line. If it's not working for you outside, get to the free throw line, stop that clock, and then, Steve, again, free throw contest here at the Powerplex.
Want to acknowledge the tournament sponsors once again. The St. John's Edge, Newfoundland's newest professional sports team. The Edge currently sitting 2nd place in the National Basketball League of Canada. Big win last night for the Edge over the Niagara River Lions. Mary Brown's Chicken and Taters, great community sponsor and one of my all-time favorites for sure. And Universal Corporate, official clothing supplier for the NLBA. Give Universal Corporate Wear a call for all your corporate wear needs at 753-5044. 6:43 left to go here. 72-59. Holy Heart Gonzaga with the ball, and Jared Butt will bring it up the floor for the Vikings. And I said all that in one breath.
Unbelievable. I can't believe you remembered all those numbers without looking at the sheet.
Here's Luther. Luther under pressure. Luther guarded by Chislett. No easy assignment there. Chislett very tenacious on defense as well.
Vikings stagnant.
Jacob Ryan, I tell you, he's hitting from everywhere. That's his 3rd 3 of the quarter.
Coach gave him a little break, and that break gave him the legs to get that one off.
Here's a shot from the outside by Chafe. That's an air ball, though. Chislett grabs the rebound underneath out of nowhere. And Allen Iverson was the answer. Boy, I tell you what, the question got to be, how do you stop Chislett?
I mean, that might be his 12th unanswered point here for the Highlanders. Jacob Ryan.
Jacob Ryan drives the basket, can't get it to fall though. Ball in Chislett's hand, not being pressured. Chislett nonchalantly coming up the floor. In for Fowler. Fowler waits for D'Entremont to come around. D'Entremont's hammered down low by Jacob Ryan, and that's going to send Caleb D'Entremont to the line.
You know, I'd like to see Hunter and Butt up in the front of that zone. Even fake Steve like they're going to double team. Make a lunge together to go towards Chislett just to get it out of his hands. But again, Steve, he's dangerous with the ball, and he's showing us that he's dangerous without the ball.
Dafford Banfield checks in the game, and Max Breen getting a big ovation there from the Holy Heart team. They appreciate the effort that young man has put in here.
Role players, again, you know, high school players out there listening, watching at home. Accept that role on your team. Ask your coach, what is a role that you need filled? I will fill it. And take that on as a job, as your responsibility to help your team.
There's one thing kids don't realize nowadays. Every team, it doesn't matter what the sport, there are roles you got to play, and everybody can't be on the floor all the time. And I remember a lot of stories coaching various high levels of hockey that I've coached. You ask a kid, you know, what do you want to do on this team? What would you do to be a part of this team? And I remember back, and I'll just throw the name out, as a young man, but no one will know who he is. His name was Gary Warren from a small town in Outport, Newfoundland. And he looked at me, he said, Steve, I'd drive the bus if you needed me to do that. This kid was 14 years old. I'm pretty sure he couldn't drive a bus. But he looked at me with that kind of face and that kind of desire, as we see Ryan's shot miss. That told me he would accept any role given. And to your point, Max Breen, thriving in the role, and it allows his Holy Heart team to be successful. More kids can do that.
Absolutely. Jacob Ryan in and out on one end, and Fowler up and down for a three on the other. Dagger to the Vikings here.
That is a dagger. Here's Marshall. Marshall over for Luther. Luther thought about shooting, but Chislett was right in his face. Hunter Ryan puts it down. That one's shot's going to fall short from Butt. Ball controlled by Banfield. Banfield puts it into the hands for Chislett. Here's Chislett. Chislett puts the ball down low. Chislett looking to drive. Good double team there by Luther. Foul's going to be inside against Butt. 4:14 left to go. Big 17-point lead here right now. And I'll tell you what, Scott, is no disrespect to either side. The fat lady ain't singing, but she's on the stage warming up for sure.
She's definitely warming up the pipes here. 17 points against a very tough and talented Highlanders team. Vikings going to need to get some scores quick.
Offensive foul call against Holy Heart. Gonzaga will get that ball back.
Steve, we've been to the Hall of Fame Cup a few years in a row now. We've seen some finals finish in a flurry. Take you back to the Warriors and Bishops, I believe it was.
Gonzaga have some three-point shooting ability. And we've seen it out of Jacob Ryan so far. They got 2 or 3 guys. If they find a little opening from the outside and just let it fly, it could happen, but I'm just not seeing that happen. They're not even thinking about the three. Just that possession there. Tried to drive through. Chislett. And I can't believe what I just witnessed. That's rears a dodo bird sighting, and missed by Liam Chislett here in the fourth quarter.
Banfield right there to pick it up. He'll go to the line. Try to get this score into the 80s now.
I would think the odds of Liam Chislett missing a shot here in the fourth are probably about the same as me not going to Mary Brown's after this game. They're pretty low.
Very slim and none.
Gonzaga 80-62, 18-point lead, the biggest of the morning here, or the afternoon we're coming into right now. Jared Butt drives the lane. Can't get that one to fall, but he will get the foul. And when did Gonzaga go to the three-point game, Scott?
Soon. Gonna have to be soon. 2 threes on the score clock up there, 3:32 left. And they're gonna have to start going for threes immediately.
Because if you're Holy Heart on defense and someone's coming down the lane, yeah, I'd be opening up the hack and whack for sure. I don't mind sending you the line to shoot to.
'See what the game plan is here.
especially when they come up empty, unfortunately there for Jared Butt. Chislett now bringing the ball down the floor. And for Gonzaga, the first half started off with so much promise. But I point just to number 9. I think he's taken them apart here in this fourth quarter.
Number 9 been the difference. You know, the other impressive thing about Liam Chislett's performance here in the fourth, you know, he got really hot, but he didn't force the issue too much either, Steve. You know, he didn't make 6 shots but take 12. He made 6 shots and took 7.
Yeah.
You know, and then now you just saw in that last play, he's using that attention that he's getting, freeing up Nicholas Fowler.
So,
Harry Carter with
Harry
a
Carter
great game
fouling
today.
Out, yep. And we never saw much of Carter in this second half, and obviously that's why in some foul trouble couldn't come there. We got a 30-second timeout here. Holy Heart gonna go to the line again, up by a whole lot, but not enough here with 3:08 left to go. Caleb D'Entremont, he'll make a chip to the free throw line. Steps up, makes the first one.
20-point lead here now, Steve, but if you're just coming in, checking out the broadcast or stepping into the gym, it's been a lot closer than the scoreboard shows. It's only been in the last 6 minutes, 7 minutes that the Highlanders have really started to pull away.
And that's the second time we've seen Jared Butt make a pass to Nick Luther, and Luther not looking. He's trying to run a set play, and that's the second time we saw that exact same giveaway.
That championship execution just not there for the Vikings down the stretch.
Fowler with a three-point shot. That misses. Jared Butt picks it up. Butt, good control down the floor. Butt's just going to bring it right to the rack. Can't get it to drop, though. Rebounded by D'Entremont. Here's Fowler. Fowler kicks it out for D'Entremont. D'Entremont with the left hand goes to the basket, lays it up. We'll have a timeout call by Holy Heart, by Gonzaga. Holy Heart in the driver's seat. 2 hands on the wheel. In control, up by 22. We'll be right back.
Oh, sorry.
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 Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2:32 to go in the fourth. Highlanders up 22. As I was saying to my partner here, Steve Power, if you're just checking into the broadcast or the game, it's been a lot closer. Steve, I mentioned earlier, you know, you can't expect 40 minutes of solid basketball, you know, execution from these young athletes. But I tell you, the Highlanders get pretty close.
Yeah,
the Vikings, maybe not 40, but they were there for 32 minutes today.
Absolutely. Fouls hurting the Vikings, too. Just checked Hunter Ryan playing with 4 fouls now, and he had 3 of them in the first half, and that would explain why we didn't see more of him, because very, very effective for Gonzaga was Ryan. The 2 Ryan boys, Hunter and Jacob Ryan, no relation, I'm assuming, but both of them played very well. A lot of highlights for Gonzaga. You can't take nothing away from them. In the first part of this game, they didn't hang with Holy Heart. They were beating Holy Heart.
They were absolutely. Great point there, Steve. I'm very impressed with the Vikings. They've shown up here number 3 ranked team and deserve to be the number 3 ranked team from what I've seen here today. Highlanders, no doubt, number 1 team in the province. And what a pass over the shoulder to Max Breen. Liam Chislett just putting on a highlight reel type of fourth quarter.
Here's Fowler. Fowler going to the basket. And watching these Holy Heart kids in the warm-up, if one of them gets loose like that, the dunk show might start here. They were putting on a little bit of a show in the warm-up early on.
Fowler was trying to get his feet in, no doubt about it. He was thinking about going for a jam, and Hunter was not having it here. Championship game.
Hunter Ryan checks out now at his championship game with 5 fouls into the last 2 minutes. Fowler at the line, opening up a huge lead here, and the fat lady's not warming up anymore, Scott. She struck her first chords maybe a couple of minutes ago. 1:44 left to go, and talk about, so we got number 1 and 3. I think we'd be remiss not to mention the Fatima Royals coming in here this weekend. The number 2 ranked team, very small community here in Newfoundland, even smaller school. They ran into a couple of injury issues and illness issues in this tournament. I know I called their game on Friday against Prince of Wales Collegiate, but I want to give a shout out to the Royals. I mean, wow. Small school, big heart, that's an understatement.
Absolutely, small school, very precarious roster there, Steve. An injury or two for that team, and
that happened.
And that happened. And I mean, they've got grade 7s playing on the high school basketball team. But the Royals played well. PWC had a big game against them earlier in the tournament. O'Donnell played well yesterday. A lot of good stuff here on the boys' side from all 8 teams involved.
The Fatima coach, young man, his name escapes me.
Kyle Corrine.
How old is Kyle Corrine?
Kyle Corrine is works for us at a Next Level Basketball Training, 22 years old. Very, very hungry young coach. I mean, the passion that he has.
I wanted to get a shout out to him because I tell you what, one thing, me being a coach in another sport, albeit, I watch coaches, I watch demeanor, I watch the way they interact. I was really, really impressed with that young man. And I hope you pass it on to him. Not that it means anything coming from an old fat guy like me. 1:10 left. That's funny. We got one clock said 1:12, one said 1:10. Both clocks in sync now. 1:10 left to go. In this one, Holy Heart, Mary. When's the last time Holy Heart won the Hall of Fame Cup, Scott?
I'm not sure. I'd have to check the record books. Corner Brook has had a big run. Gonzaga's had a good run. Not sure about the Highlanders.
Matty Bruce's teams got to the dance a couple of times. Just ran into one of those big Corner Brook teams.
Highlanders, been hanging around championship semifinal games. But, no doubt about this one here. Just a great effort. Solid teams, top to bottom, role players, star players, just like the one with the ball in his hand right now. Well coached.
Fowler, long shot for 3, and wouldn't you know it, when the game is out of reach, everything comes down. Holy Heart gonna empty the bench now, and good recognition by the senior players coming off the floor to coming in. And in basketball, Scott, is that something more recognized the guys who've played all game and just acknowledging their effort, or is it the fact of getting the other guys some action?
A little combination of both. I think there, with just one possession left, it's more of bring the starters off. And you can see, look down at the Holy Heart bench, the starters are still standing, clapping, cheering on their teammates. So classy performance here by the Highlanders. Great effort by the Vikings. And Steve, I want to thank you and Bell Aligned for having me, and the NLBA for hosting the tournament. It's been a great weekend of basketball. Had a great time.
So, your final score in this one. The Holy Heart of Mary Highlanders, 92. Gonzaga Vikings, 65. We'll have our post-game show coming up here. Please stick with us here in 5 TV1. But for now, for the Swami, Scott Knoftel, I'm Steve Power, signing off from the Powerplex here in St. John's. Stick with us. Post-game interviews coming right up.
There's nothing faster than light. fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the fastest internet technology, so you can share, learn, stream, or do whatever you want at the speed of light. And only Bell brings fiber optic internet right to your home.
Hey, go on! Go on! Mind your own business!
The antenna is holding, sir. Yes. Bravo. Oh, look there. Yes, indeed. This is going to make your world a lot different than the one I grew up in. You know where England is?
Sure, it's over there.
And over there is where that sound is coming from. Right, Mr. Marconi?
Through the air, across the ocean. The first time ever.
Roger, 8 plus 34, 9 plus 09.
It's packed to the rafters in the Edmonton Arena. Everyone is feeling the pressure on the Grabs as they await the American champs. Here's the Cleveland favorite Nits now, and boy, do they look impressive.
Look at their uniforms. I bet you could sure run in smart shorts like those.
Not that. Look, world champs, my eye.
Grads, we don't play for glory. We play the game for the game's sake. So tonight, you're going to earn that title by playing your game. Teamwork, passing. Let's show them what it means to play the Grads.
The Edmonton Grads were champions for 25 years. The record of 502 wins and only 20 losses is unmatched in all of sport.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Senor Cabaldo! On deck, sir. You won't believe your eyes.
Captain, over here! You must see this!
Look, Captain, down there.
I've never seen anything like it in my life!
Amazing. Codfish, so thick they stayed the progress of our ship. Your fleets will have no further need of Iceland. Fishes enough to feed this kingdom, oh sire, until the end of time.
wanders off the beaten path. And then
Oh, sorry.
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 Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Signor Caboto! On deck, sir. You won't believe your eyes.
Captain, over here! You must see this!
Look, Captain, down there.
I've never seen anything like it in my life!
Amazing. So many. Codfish, so thick they stayed the progress of our ship. Your fleets will have no further need of Iceland. Fishes enough to feed this kingdom, oh sire, until the end of time.
There's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the fastest internet technology, so you can share, learn, stream, or do whatever you want at the speed of light. And only Bell brings fiber optic internet right to your home.
Oh, sorry.
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 Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
There's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the fastest internet technology, so you can share, learn, stream, or do whatever you want at the speed of light. And only Bell brings fiber optic internet right to your home.
Anybody else want to take a photograph now? Show hands. Also, the Holy March team, would you go up to that corner for photographs? Thank you, folks. Thank you for all your support over the weekend. Thank you for your support. And good luck now in the rest of your season. Thanks for the video. Hey, go on! Go on! Mind your own business!
The antenna is holding, sir. Yes. Bravo. Oh, look there. Yes, indeed. This is going to make your world a lot different than the one I grew up in. You know where England is?
Sure, it's over there.
And over there is where that sound is coming from. Right, Mr. Marconi?
Through the air, across the ocean. The first time ever.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
There's nothing faster than light. Fiber optic uses light to deliver the internet. It's the fastest internet technology. So you can share, learn, stream, or do whatever you want at the speed of light. And only Bell brings fiber optic internet right to your home.
It's packed to the rafters in the Edmonton Arena. Everyone is feeling the pressure on the grabs as they await the American champs. Here's the Cleveland favorite Nits now, and boy, do they look impressive.
Look at their uniforms. I bet you could sure run in smart shorts like those.
Not that. Look, world champs, my eye.
Grads, we don't play for glory. We play the game for the game's sake. So tonight, you're going to earn that title by playing your game. Teamwork, passing. Let's show them what it means to play the grads.
The Edmonton Grads were champions for 25 years. The record of 502 wins and only 20 losses is unmatched in all of sport.
Here with 2018 Hall of Fame Cup champion and tournament MVP, Liam Chislett of Holy Heart. Liam, talk to us a little bit about the championship game. And it was a tale of two halves for your team, and for you in particular. I have been at this event a few years now. I haven't seen anybody dominate in the second half like you did today. It's almost like you took your team on your back and said, boys, let's go.
Yeah, well, in the first half, I got in some foul trouble. I had to sit out on the bench a lot, which was kind of sucked because I couldn't help my team out. But second half, the guys really got me going. They brought the energy on the defensive end, which is where it all started, and I was able to score and move the ball around, help my team make a run.
Gonzaga had you guys on the ropes a little bit in the first half. Was there any doubt at all in your minds, though, on your bench throughout that game?
No, definitely not. We never have any doubt. We're always when 100% confident that we have the ability to win the game, and we had some tough games this tournament, which we didn't really bring it on the defensive end all the time, but we brought it together here in the second half especially.
It's easy to have confidence when you got skill like this young man here. Liam, congratulations. Great job on being the tournament MVP. We're going to sign off here from the 2018 Hall of Fame Cup. Before we do, just a shout out to our trusty guys in the camera. Mike Pittman, Andy Landers, Mark the Marauder Chafe on the switcher, and our producer, Tristram Clark. For all of us here at 5TV1, I'm Steve Power. Have a look at the highlights of this year's event, and thanks for joining us. Congratulations to our champions, the Highlanders.